I've got huge crypto news for you. Circle has officially filed with the New York Stock Exchange to do their IPO, and Wall Street giant Cantor Fitzgerald is launching a $2 billion Bitcoin lending program. This is significant, and Trump media is indeed moving forward with raising billions of dollars to invest in Bitcoin and crypto. I'll give you all the details. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as a thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, we got confirmation that Trump media is indeed looking to raise billions of dollars to invest in crypto. Yesterday, I shared the news via the reporting from the Financial Times. Well, today we got confirmation. And the headline is Trump media announces $2.5 billion Bitcoin Treasury deal. Trump Media and Technology Group Corp announced it has entered into subscription agreements with approximately 50 institutional investors for a private placement offering totaling approximately $2.5 billion. The offering includes approximately $1.5 billion in common stock and $1 billion in 0% convertible senior secured notes, with the proceeds intended for the creation of a Bitcoin treasury. The company will use Crypto.com and Anchorage Digital for custody of its Bitcoin treasury, and the offering is expected to close on or about May 29th, 2025. So just a couple days from now. Folks, this is significant. As I was saying in yesterday's podcast, read between the lines here. You may not like Trump, but he is all about making money. And if he's betting on crypto, you can imagine where it's going to go, right? This is a asset class that's on the rise. This is the technology that's going to power the government, the markets, the economies moving forward. All these things will be running on blockchain rails. Bitcoin will be a big part of that. So look at this, folks. This is incredible adoption. And once again, even if you don't like Donald Trump, you have to admit you see where the puck is headed, and we got to skate to that puck, folks. And this is where I've been telling you all, buy the dips, take your positions. And this is, in my opinion, the blow off top year where we are going to see the top of the market. So you want to make sure you have a cash out plan so you're walking away from the market with money in your pocket. Now, Senator Lummis today spoke at the Bitcoin conference, and she announced that her Bitcoin Act, which is to set up that strategic reserve to be able to buy Bitcoin. And I should say the strategic reserve is already set up because Donald Trump said they want to first add the Bitcoin the U.S. government holds, I think over 200,000 Bitcoin, and then look into buying Bitcoin. So she said, though, that next week the bill will be introduced on the floor. So let's see how far this goes. And she says President Trump supports the bill. Well, it doesn't matter if Trump supports the bill or not. It has to get through Congress, right? It has to get through the House and the Senate. So let's see if this bill makes it. In my opinion, I don't think it's going to have much legs now because Congress still needs to get crypto market structure and stablecoin legislation through. Those are the top priority. I do believe eventually they will get something like a Bitcoin Act in. I don't know if it's going to happen in the next cycle where that's when they start buying, because I don't know if a majority of Congress is sold on the United States using money to be able to buy Bitcoin. They may be sold on regulating this industry and allowing innovation to flourish, because that's not a hard sell, especially after all the advocacy and education work that's been done over the past 4 or 5 years or so. So I don't think this is going to make it very far, but that's okay. These things happen in at different stages and in phases as well. So let's see what happens. I could be wrong, and maybe we get surprised and Congress pushes this through. But I think the higher priority, once again, crypto market structure and stablecoin bill. Now, look at this news. I think we all knew it was coming. Stablecoin giant Circle files for IPO on the New York Stock Exchange. The company's ticker symbol will be CRCL. This is huge. I even saw, I think today on Robinhood, they started pre-listing CRCL ahead of the IPO. So incredible stuff. And as I was saying months ago, when everybody was in fear, saying bear markets here, I was like, these companies looking to go public, and many have been going public. They don't do that in a bear market. They do it in a bull market. We are still in a bull market, and you notice all the people who are saying we're in a bear market, it's over, have disappeared. You notice they don't comment anymore, right? I don't get insulted in the comment section anymore, and I was sharing facts and data the whole time while they're sharing sentiment. But this is why you have to become financially educated, folks. I don't be surprised if we see other companies also look to do this an IPO this year, maybe Ripple, and I think there will be a lot of other companies as well. So exciting times. But I think this news puts to bed the acquisition. News we were hearing over the past month or so about Ripple potentially acquiring Circle or Coinbase acquiring Circle. So it's just exciting times. I may invest in Circle. I don't know. I'll have to do my research because if they're going public and then stablecoin legislation gets passed and they're the leader in the United States when it comes to stablecoins, they are positioned very well for growth. And don't be surprised if even after they go public, someone tries to acquire them. It would be very interesting. Now, look at this news, folks. This is very fascinating. The folks at Ethereum are using the Michael Saylor MicroStrategy playbook, but using ETH instead of Bitcoin. So here's the headline. Sharplink launches Ethereum Treasury, taps Joe Lubin as board chair. So many of you know Joe Lubin is one of the founders of Ethereum. He's part of the Ethereum Foundation and much more. But this is very fascinating. Here are the details. Betting platform Sharplink Gaming has launched an Ethereum-based corporate treasury strategy and nominated Ethereum co-founder Joseph Lubin as chairman of its board of directors, the company announced May 27th. According to the announcement, Sharplink Gaming, a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ, entered into a securities purchase agreement for a private investment in public equity worth $425 million. Ethereum infrastructure firm Consensus was among the investors. Here's a quote from Lubin. On close, Consensus looks forward to partnering with Sharplink to explore and develop an Ethereum treasury strategy and to work with them in their core business as a strategic advisor. Sharplink Gaming's stock is up approximately 400% at the time of writing, changing hands at nearly $33.50. This is significant, and as I've been saying for a long time, I've been on record, it will start with Bitcoin, and then it will go to altcoins. Here's a great example. It's just time. People have to get comfortable with the concept. They have to adopt it, go through the process, and then they will explore other assets. But here's the thing. Ethereum has an advantage because you can earn yield. So apparently the ETH that they are going to hold, they're going to lock it up in staking and you can earn that yield. That's a game changer, folks. A big part of it in the investment world is being able to get a great return, a great yield, passive income, and all that. So this is a game changer. Let's see if other companies start to adopt this process. So major investors took part in this deal, folks. Alongside Consensus, you had Parify Capital, Electric Capital, Pantera Capital, Arrington Capital, Galaxy Digital, Ondo, and much more. Huge names here. Some of the folks I've interviewed on the podcast as well, but some of the largest funds in the market. Incredible stuff. So the deal is expected to close on or about May 29th if the customary closing conditions are satisfied. Incredible stuff, folks. And we had one user, Eric Connor, on X really break it down. He highlighted the following progression and benefits. Number one, raise cash below net asset value. Number two, buy plus stake ETH. Number three, if stock trades above ETH per share, raise more cash. Number four, repeat MicroStrategy cycle ETH edition. Very, very interesting. And once again, that yield, that staking yield will be a game changer. So don't be surprised if you see more companies pop up doing this. They may add both Bitcoin and ETH and stake the ETH to earn the passive income. This is a game changer right here. Now, folks, quick word from our sponsor, and that is VeChain. VeChain is one of the top layer one enterprise blockchains out there. I'm a VET token holder. I have been since 2018. I'm very bullish on this project. VeChain is working with many enterprises across the globe to build Web3 applications. Some of the key features of the VeChain blockchain includes its secure, affordable, scalable, fast, and sustainable. Some of the brands they work with include Givenchy, Walmart China, PwC, BMW, Boston Consulting Group, as well as Dana White and the UFC. They're working with those folks to create what's called V Better Rewards, and where you reward people for doing things that are positive for their health and the environment and much more. So once again, I'm a token holder. I have been for many years, very bullish on this project. So if you'd like to learn more about VeChain, go to vchain.org. Link will be in the description. Now, folks, look at this news. This is massive. It's going to be a game changer. Cantor Fitzgerald, which is the Wall Street giant. I knew of Cantor Fitzgerald since the 90s because my parents and knew some people who work there. And of course, on 9/11, a lot of employees lost their lives, unfortunately. And of course, Howard Lutnick now is working in the Trump administration. He was the CEO. And he's very bullish on Bitcoin and crypto, and Cantor is doing a lot. They're working with Tether to do a lot of big deals. Well, look at this news. Cantor Fitzgerald officially kicked off a $2 billion Bitcoin-backed lending program with financing deals for FalconX and Maple Finance. This is incredible because if they are able to get Bitcoin lending up and running, that's going to be a game changer. And this is why there's some Bitcoin I'm never selling. I'm taking some profits off the market because I need the cash to boost my retirement, buy some stuff, pay off debt, and so forth. But there's some Bitcoin I'm leaving for my daughter and things like that. Sid Powell, who's the co-founder and CEO of Maple Finance, gave a great breakdown of this, and I'll be having him on the podcast soon to talk about this. He said Maple Finance has been selected as an inaugural partner for Cantor Fitzgerald's $2 billion Bitcoin-backed financing program. This marks a watershed moment for institutional crypto adoption. Why this matters. This is a validation that crypto native infrastructure has reached the sophistication level that Wall Street demands. Proven track record with $2 billion in assets under management, Maple has demonstrated that on-chain asset managers can deliver the risk management scale and operational excellence that institutional allocators require. Market impact. This transaction opens the floodgates for institutional capital that has been waiting on the sidelines. The convergence of traditional and on-chain finance is here. And as mentioned, I'm going to interview Sid to learn more about this. If they get this right, it could be a game changer with how Bitcoin is leveraged and people not necessarily taking profits, but holding the asset long term and doing financing and lending and much more. And you can imagine once they get this right for Bitcoin, what are they going to move to? Altcoins. So this could be a game changer for the entire crypto asset class, folks. Huge news here. Now, some not so good news, and I tweeted out about it. It actually got a lot of engagement today. Michael Saylor today made a statement that he believes on-chain proof of reserves is a bad idea. Here's a quote. It actually dilutes the security of the issuer, the custodians, the exchanges, and the investors. It's not a good idea. It's a bad idea. I 100% disagree. You know who else was against proof of reserves? Sam Bankman-Fried and Alex Mashinsky at Celsius. Folks, what did we learn from that blow up and what did we see exchanges started doing? They started doing proof of reserve, showing they had the funds, right? Showing that, hey, the Bitcoin or the XRP, the Ethereum, we say we have, and if we have our clients' assets are there. And the folks at, I believe it was Bitwise Asset Management, they did the great thing of showing their proof of reserves for their ETFs. So this is a red flag for me, folks. I don't like this at all. And I'm sure real Bitcoiners, people who really believe in crypto, are going to disagree with this. You have Michael Saylor with using excessive leverage, right? I've been saying that's a red flag in itself. But now he's saying you don't need to see proof of reserves. So what are we doing? We're going back to the traditional banking system here, right? Fractional reserve banking. Something smells fishy here. I'm not wishing bad on demand. I'm not wishing bad on strategy. I'm not hoping for any type of blow up. But these are things that lead to blow ups. And once again, that's unbiased because I've seen this type of crap in the TradFi world. And it looks like history's repeating itself. Once again, I hope nothing bad happens. Because it would be really bad for the market. But man, this is bad. And I'm sure many of you agree with me. We need proof of reserves, and we can actually do it now because we have the blockchain. You don't have to give away your private keys. You don't have to say where it's stored. Just show the wallet address and say, hey, this is the dedicated wallet for the X amount of Bitcoin. And it's because it's pseudonymous. I don't have any type of IP address or anything connected to it, right? But if you have something to hide and maybe you don't have the Bitcoin you say you have, you don't want anybody to see that, to see proof of reserves, right? Again, man, I hope he has the Bitcoin he has. I hope this doesn't blow up, but this is a red flag right here, guys. I got to keep it real with you. Some of you may be upset. Some of you may be Michael Saylor fans and what's going on, but I got to keep it real, guys. I'm not here to bullshit. I'm here to make money. And if I see something that smells bad or looks bad here, I'm going to call it out, right? All right, let's move ahead. Justin Sun, who was recently at the White House for Trump's crypto like ceremony or whatever, right? For the meme coin investors. I'm not a fan of Trump meme coin, but it is what it is. He was at the Bitcoin conference and he says Trump's commitment to Bitcoin is real. He says he's showing support for the entire crypto ecosystem. So just giving his perspective from his conversations with Trump and being at the White House and much more. Final news item here. Also at the Bitcoin conference, fast food giant Steak and Shake announced they're saving 50% in processing fees by accepting Bitcoin payments. So he says Bitcoin is faster than credit cards. So here's the thing. There is the instant settlement. If they're using the Lightning Network, then yeah, it is fast. But if you're using the Bitcoin network at certain points, it can get congested. Fees are high and much more. So I think this is situational. It depends when it's happening. But I can understand that, he may be saving fees in the low transaction times and everything goes smoothly. And of course, many of these companies are holding the Bitcoin and are selling some of it, or they sell it at specific times when the price goes up. So they're making money. It's up to them what they want to do. And this seems to be working out for him. I don't think every company is going to be able to accept Bitcoin, right? I think stable coins will be the actual currency that's used by many folks. Not to say that people won't use other crypto assets. Of course they will, but I think the majority will be stable coins. That's the direction we're heading in. Now, of course, if Bitcoin's Lightning Network actually scales globally, because right now it's not there yet, then maybe, the whole transaction with Bitcoin will change. But as of right now, when the network gets high, those fees are going to spike. The transaction times are going to spike, right? Those are facts. I hold Bitcoin, but I believe it's great as digital gold. And if you understand monetary policy and how debasement of currency happens, you would understand Bitcoin's utility and use case there. When it comes to day-to-day transaction like buying a burger or something or fast food, I would rather use stable coins. So everything has its swim lane, if you know what I mean. So that's the news, folks. Let me know what you think. Some very big news with Circle, of course, Cantor's news, Trump media, indeed raising billions to buy cryptos. So leave your comments below. And folks, a great way you can support me in the podcast is by subscribing to my free email newsletter. It is 100% free. Link will be in the description. Check out my book on Amazon. It's available in paperback and digital. And my course at mycryptocourse.com. This is a comprehensive course that teaches you everything about crypto. Check it out. It is packed with a ton of value. Folks, thank you so much for watching and listening. I appreciate you all, and I'll talk to you all later.